Linus Tech Tips coverage of CES 2014 is brought to you by NCIX.com, your source for great technology, selection, and service, along with Corsair Memory and Western Digital. We're kicking things off here in the ASUS system suite with the Transformer Book Duet TD300, the first transforming device that I really see myself using the transforming functionality of pretty much on a daily basis. It can handle being a Windows 8.1 notebook or tablet, and it can handle being an Android notebook or tablet, and you can switch between them all very, very quickly and seamlessly. In terms of hardware, it can handle an Intel Core i3, i5, or i7 processor. It's got 4 gigs of RAM. You can put SSD-based storage in the top, well, it'll come with that, and it also comes with hard drive-based storage in the keyboard dock itself, so that gives you the best of both worlds. And finally, it has a 1080p full HD display on this particular one, although they've got sort of like a slash on the card, so I think it'll also be available in a 1366 by 768 model. So I want to show you guys how exactly the transformation works. To detach the clamshell, all you do is press the button in the middle. This is actually better than many of the transformer mechanisms I've seen from ASUS in the past, and then you can reattach it simply by latching it back in place, at which time you'll see the storage inside the keyboard dock is detected. Now, to transform between Windows and Android is actually a bit of a treat. So it only takes about 4 seconds. You press this little button. Yes, there is an app for that, completely changing your OS, and all of a sudden you go from Windows 8.1 to Android. And you can imagine Android is going to absolutely fly on something like a Core i7 processor. So then to switch back between Android and Windows, we go ahead and press the OS Switch app, and within about 4 seconds, we are back in Windows 8.1. Very, very cool. Let's finish this up with a quick look at what we've got in terms of I/O. On the left-hand side, we've got Gigabit Ethernet, USB 3 Super Speed, and HDMI, as well as power in. And then on the right-hand side, we've got a keyboard, I say keyboard, well, we've got a USB port. You could technically plug a keyboard into that, as well as a microphone headphone combo jack. Next up, we've got the G750JZ. The unique thing about this notebook is that it does not come in a box. It comes with a wrapper. Sorry for that. Anyway, it comes with a Core i7 processor. It supports up to 2.5-inch drives. So in the US, that'll probably equate to a large SSD with a large hard drive, although the final specs are not necessarily available yet, particularly with regards to the graphics card. So it has a next generation, presumably very high-end to go along with the rest of the high-end specs, graphics card from, am I allowed to say who it's even from? Yes, it is from NVIDIA. So I'm sure you guys can all use your vivid imaginations to figure out what that's likely to be. It supports up to 32 gigabytes of memory, so it has 8 DIMM slots. It's got a full HD display. It runs Windows 8.1. It's got a Blu-ray drive, and of course, it has the ID that we have come to expect from ASUS gaming notebooks, with the business in the front, that is to say your full layout keyboard, including a number pad, nice large trackpad, and the party in the back. So that's where you're going to have all of the cooling, including your ventilation as well as your fans, that keep ASUS gaming notebooks particularly cool running. Now, it's not that thin, but this is yet another hint about that graphics card. With the kind of graphics horsepower that this notebook is likely to have, putting it in an extremely thin form factor might not be possible. And if you're looking for the ultimate in portable graphics with a 4th gen Haswell processor and a fantastic next generation graphics card, this looks like it should be it. Next up, we're here with the M80TA, which may be the ultimate note-taking tablet. For example, it features a 5-megapixel camera on the back. Okay, no, we've seen this before. What it actually has that's a little bit on the unique side is a quad-core Bay Trail processor. It's got 2 gigs of RAM. It's available in 32 gig or 64 gig configurations. It has a 1280 by 800 resolution IPS display. And most importantly of all, it has a Wacom digitizer. So that is 1024 levels of pressure sensitivity. And it means that you can use a passive pen in order to achieve said desirable many levels of pressure sensitivity. So that means you can draw notes, you can write notes, you can take pictures of notes. Because this is running on an x86 compatible architecture, it comes, so not only is it compatible with Microsoft Office, it comes with Microsoft Office, so you can use a Bluetooth keyboard to type your notes. And I think that pretty much, oh yeah, all of that, and it'll like basically fit into a little sleeve in your backpack or a large coat pocket. Thanks for checking out our coverage of the ASUS System Suite. Don't forget that our trip to the show is powered by ncix.com, your source for great technology selection and service, as well as Corsair Memory and Western Digital. Without our sponsors, we would not be able to be here bringing you guys this content, so a huge thanks to them.